Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Normal Guy of the North today, and today we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the German Tier 10 submarine U-2501. She's fast, stealthy, and packs a vicious punch. But is she a true underwater apex predator or just a high-tier jack of all trades? Well, let's break her down from bow to stern, sonar, torpedoes, consumables, captain's builds, and tactical playstyle. Let's get submerged and unlock her full potential. U-2501 was a product of the Kriegsmarine's radically Type XXI Elektroboot class, designed in 1944 as the first truly modern submarine. She could sustain speeds of 17 knots underwater, had massive battery reserves, and a hydrodynamic hull far ahead of her time. She's also, I believe, the first submarine to actually have multiple decks. Sadly, or luckily I guess, she never saw combat. She was scuttled in May 3rd of 1945 near Lubeck. She never got the chance to show what she could do. But in World of Warships, U-2501 lives again, and she's a predator with teeth. U-2501 plays like a ghost with teeth. A sleek, silent predator that thrives on mobility, positioning, and strike precision. This isn't a submarine you play by sitting back and waiting. She rewards players who are active, who rotate across the map, and who can switch between long-range harassment and brutal close-quarters ambushes in the blink of an eye. At the start of a match, your job is to scout and pressure. Use her excellent concealment and submerged speed to get into aggressive forward positions without being spotted, and that is key. Don't get spotted. From here, you can unleash homing torpedoes at range using her quick reloading sonar ping. This pressure alone can force enemy destroyers to reposition, break apart formations, and draw early DCPs. But where U-2501 really shines is adaptability. She's one of the few submarines in the game that feels comfortable at any distance. If the match is going poorly, you can fall back and reset with long-range pings. If the enemy team is distracted or overextended, that's your cue to go in for the kill. Diving to periscope depth, closing 3 to 4 kilometers and delivering a full spread of torpedoes directly into the side of a battleship or a cruiser, that's a shotgun strike. Fast, unexpected, and devastating. She doesn't have armor, she doesn't have a huge HP pool, and she burns dive capacity rather quickly, so you can't afford to be careless. But with smart timing, smart movement, and the right consumables, U-2501 becomes a surgical strike platform, slicing through enemy lines one torpedo spread at a time. Whether you're bullying destroyers at close range or deleting cruisers with double ping spreads from 10 kilometers out, her flexibility is her deadliest trait. Okay, let's get into weaponry. First off, sonar ping. Her sonar has a 14-kilometer range, reloads in 6 seconds, and moves at 500 meters per second. It's not the fastest ping, but with a 65-second double ping duration, it gives your torpedoes plenty of time to home in, if you land your shots. Now we're homing torpedoes. These are versatile. 8,600 damage, a whopping 86 knots for speed, and 14-kilometer range, and, kicker, 35% flooding chance. They're deadly from range and flexible enough to hit angled ships at close quarters. Great for constant pressure and deadly when you use your double ping. Now, conventional torpedoes. Here's where things get nasty. Each one deals 14,300 damage, and with 6 bow tubes, that's a minimum alpha strike of 85,500. They move at 65 knots, which is pretty decent, with an 8-kilometer range in long arming distance. Best used on slow or stationary targets. Now, at 3 or 4 kilometers, U-2501 can perform a shotgun attack. Point-blank launch all 6 torpedoes for catastrophic damage. At these ranges, she can delete destroyers, cripple a cruiser, or even obliterate battleships, and of course devastate superships at Tier 11. Both torpedo types reload in just 51 seconds. U-2501 has a reliable, flexible consumable kit. First off, you got damage control party. 3 charges, 7-second duration, use it sparingly. You have hydrophone next. It's active for 60 seconds, has an 80-second cooldown. Great for pre-engagement tracking or when you're trying to surface because it has an 8-kilometer range. You can see and find out surface ships that are near you, especially destroyers. Then, of course, you have your reserve battery. 2 charges, 30 seconds each, stops diving capacity draining completely. Critical for retreating or ambush timings. And my favorite, submarine surveillance. 9-kilometer range, and it's active for 60 seconds. Helps hunt enemy subs and prevents getting surprised. It's great. With the 9 kilometers, it's the farthest in the actual game. With proper timing, this kit lets you stay submerged longer, strike from cover, and escape danger zones. Now, here's your optimal commander setup. First of all, first point, liquidator. Plus 30% flooding damage, essential with both torpedo types. 2-point captain skill, consumable enhancement, plus 10% duration in all consumables. Now your next one at 3-point. The first one I'd get is watchful. It is one of the best skills out there you can get for commander, especially in a submarine. It's like having an extra person work with you and tell you what's going on around you. Next, I would get Consumable Specialist, 7.5% reduction cooldown on all consumables. Then, of course, I would take Superintendent, +1 extra charge on all of your consumables. Now, for 4-point, I'd start off with Adrenaline Rush, because that boosts your speed of everything you do. It doesn't matter. The more damage you lose, the better it gets for you. The quicker things reload. Now I'd go to Enhanced Propeller, a 25% acceleration while submerged, as long as your bed is below 50%, and most of the time late in the game it will be. This build keeps your torpedoes flowing, boosts your survivability, and gives you the tools to outplay your opponents from start to finish. Now, these are the key flags I would take. I'm not going to tell you all 8, but these 4 ones I would actually take. First of all, Juliet Whiskey, +15% floating chance. Sierra Mike, +5% surface speed and submerged speed. X-Ray Papa, +5 diving capacity, so it adds more to your diving capacity capability. Then, of course, Sierra Bravo. That enhances everything from torpedo, just everything. Just take Sierra Bravo. They boost your lethality, survivability, and mobility, making a great sub even better. Now, your best module layouts are for Slot 1, Main Armament Modification 1. You guys know I always take that. Slot 2, Engine Room Protection. Slot 3, Dive Capacity Mod 1. Slot 4, Submarine Steering Gears. Slot 5, Reinforced Bulkheads. That gives you 15% reduction from depth charges and depth charge attacks. And of course, Slot 6, Dive Capacity Mod 2. It's an extra 15% max diving capacity, which is fantastic. Keeps you underwater longer. This setup keeps your torpedo systems operational, extends your underwater uptime, and gives you the maneuverability to dodge depth charges and reposition quickly. U-2501 is a flexible submarine that can deal effective damage in any situation to any target. Use her speed and concealment to gain positional advantage. Flank wide, approach quietly, and choose your engagement type. From long-range double pings to brutal close-range shotguns, she's got options. Now, when pinging from range, take advantage of her good rudder shift to dodge depth charge drops at ping locations. But keep in mind, repeated pings expose your general position. Players will DCP and evasive maneuvers, reducing your damage. If enemies know where you are, your effectiveness just drops off the board. And at Tier 10, ASW damage is lethal. Minimize exposure, avoid being spotted by planes, and stay unpredictable. Remember, with planes, you got to be down 30 meters. Now, for shotgunning, your main target should be cruisers and battleships. Close to 6 kilometers, dive to periscope depth, and then close to 3 to 4 kilometers. But stay outside that 3-kilometer range, unleash a full salvo, and then dive immediately to avoid counterplay. Now, against light cruiser destroyers, use homing torps. They have fast speed, low arming distance, and short shutoff range, especially effective in close engagements. Your submarine surveillance is also great for spotting enemy subs. Don't forget, 9 kilometers, and your homing torpedoes can easily punish any that don't see you coming. U-2501 adapts to the flow of the match. While her stats don't scream specialist, she has very few weaknesses and several strengths. So what's good on her? Long-range homing torpedoes with fast sonar pings, reload times. Conventional torpedoes have good damage. All torpedo tubes are on the bow. Good dive capacity reserve. Fast underwater speed, great concealment, long-range submarine surveillance, and access to the reserve battery unit consumable. Now, what's bad about her? She has a low HP heal, or HP pool, slow sonar ping velocity, non-existent armor, mediocre surface speed. Mastering her means embracing the jack-of-all-trades identity, and knowing when to swap between pressure and ambush. The last part I want to give you about this boat, since she has no stern torpedo tubes, you don't do the donut method. You don't go around circles. You just want to sit there and have your bow towards the enemy, and you want to hear like the old buses back up, the beep, beep, beep. Keep your bow at the enemy at the entire time. The only time you turn your around, I'm sure your stern is when you're trying to get the heck out of there, and you've dove deep. U-2501 is the definition of a universal submarine. She doesn't lead in any one stat, but she can do everything, and she can do it well. Whether you prefer long-range homing strikes, stealthy shotgun ambushes, or counter-sub warfare, U-2501 gives you the tools to handle it. Her strength lies in adaptability, and in her hands of a smart player, she's one of the most dangerous subs in the game today. Hey, I hope you guys liked that. That's a deep dive on U-2501. If this review helped you out, don't forget to drop a comment down below. I am trying to get caught up with the comments, by the way. Sorry about that, but there have been hundreds of them. And subscribe to me, Normal Guy of the North, for more ship reviews, sub breakdowns, and all things World of Warship. But as always, until next time, stay safe, take care, bye for now.